Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, Busey Bank. Busey, your dream, our promise. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Spotlight. I'm your host, Jane Brunette, and joining me now are Therese McMahon and Beth Nyland. They're here representing Literacy DuPage. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. And I'm going to start right off with you, Beth. What is Literacy DuPage, and why does it matter to our community?
Oh, great question. So Literacy DuPage is a nonprofit organization. We are completely run on the energy of volunteer tutors. We train those tutors, and those tutors work with people in the community, adults specifically, who need to learn English. Usually that means they need to learn to understand and speak English. So hopefully eventually we get to the point where we've partnered with a learner long enough, they might even learn to read and devour a novel. But we back way up. We're working with people who need basic learning in the English language. Why does this matter? I feel like it's pretty obvious, right? If you can't speak the language, it's hard to share your story. It's hard to be integrated with your community. It's hard to make a difference. So we bring life to those people's lives.
That's wonderful. I think that's a wonderful explanation of what your organization does. And I know that it really does meet people where they're at. And that's been a core basis of what's evolved with Literacy DuPage. Therese, you've created recently a new partnership with College of DuPage. Why don't you give us a little bit more information about that?
Sure. We're so excited and thrilled to be with College of DuPage. It's such a strong institution, just an institutional junior college. We brought the strength of our mission together with the college's ability to train students in the classroom. So we do the one-on-one tutoring, and the college does the classroom tutoring. But we've also then taken over the tutoring in the classroom. So anybody that's in an ESL or adult basic education trying to improve their reading, math, or English language instruction, we can come in and give them the support they need if they're struggling with the instructional.
That's wonderful. I mean, College of DuPage is such a great resource in our community, right?
Yes.
But being able to come right alongside, that's another opportunity where you're meeting people where they're at.
Exactly, and the college has been so supportive that we have free space at the college. Actually, it's a reduced rent, and the administrative capacity, we have the marketing, so we've really been indebted to the college for all the help they've given us in the last 6 months.
Yeah,
so,
well, I think you're helping them too. I mean, you both have the same objective.
Exactly. I mean,
many ways.
we're merging the strengths of our two missions, so it's been a wonderful partnership.
That's exciting.
Yes.
So Beth, kind of with that, give us an idea if sort of what the tutoring assignments might look like. So if I were interested in being a tutor, what kinds of assignments might I have?
Right, so I'll speak to the kind of traditional tutoring assignments, and then I'm going to pass off to Therese because she's so much more versed in the relationship with COD. That has brought a new dimension to what's possible.
Okay.
Traditionally, the way our tutors work is they are assigned to work one-on-one with a specific learner. So when you sign up, you want to be a volunteer with Literacy DuPage. You agree to go through 15 hours of instruction. We give you all of the knowledge that you need to sit side by side with somebody who knows no English. You don't have to know the language that they know. You work one-on-one with them on whatever goals they need to reach. So for example, if a mother, an immigrant mother, comes here and she is having difficulty communicating with her children's teachers, that can become the objective that the tutor and the learner work on in 2-hour increments, week after week, sitting at a public library and just tackling those skills. If somebody comes and maybe they work in a kitchen in a local restaurant and they have a great knowledge of Spanish because that's spoken in many kitchens.
Right.
They're doing great in that way, but maybe the management notices that they have potential to be a leader if only they could speak English more confidently. If that's the goal, then that's what the tutor and the learner work on. So that's how one-on-one tutoring works, but I'll let Therese talk about what happens in classrooms.
Okay.
Sure. So the beauty of the partnership with the college is that many of our learners are lower level English speakers. So we give them the start into learning English, and then they can really develop into going to a classroom instructional knowledge-based instruction. If somebody is struggling in the classroom at the college, then we can come in and support those students individually and support them through the one-on-one tutoring as best at going into, and just getting an extra push in the college. But then many times somebody in the college will need to step back and they'll choose to go back into the one-on-one tutoring in their their towns or wherever it's convenient to them. They may have their job schedule may have changed, so they can't make the classroom instructional timing right now. So there's really so many different options that are available to the student or adult learner, both in the classroom and one-on-one or combined.
Yeah, and probably as a tutor, I can kind of decide which way I feel I'm more comfortable.
Exactly, and it can be intimidating to walk into a library and sit down, face to face with somebody that doesn't know the English language and say, okay, here you go, we're going to teach you how to speak English. So with some of the tutors, it's beneficial to have an instructor as part of the classroom to give them the courage and the
more confidence. You have a little bit of backup there.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Nice. Now, Teresa, you also have done a lot where you're connecting with local employers and healthcare providers. So how can other organizations kind of come on and align with your mission?
There's so many different ways we work with different corporations and companies in the DuPage area. Ecolab, we just saw a story about Ecolab in the community. They come and help with the tutoring. Comcast just is doing an instructional session with our tutors to teach them about how the learners can work with the Internet Essentials, which is a low-cost internet service for people who are low-income learners. Wintrust just did a financial literacy program for us. I'm trying to think. The Amita Health is wonderful. They actually work with us to refer their patients who request an interpreter to Literacy DuPage, so those patients, once they're healthy, can come to us and learn the English language, so they don't have to rely on an interpreter for the healthcare needs. So there's so many different ways. One of our board members just did a fundraiser at her place of employment where the staff were allowed to wear gym shoes on a Friday and give money to a different charity, and they chose us for the month of December.
That's wonderful.
Right. So there's so many different ways that we work with corporations. The Workplace Literacy Program is a new program for us as well. So we will go into manufacturers, and if they have a non-English speaking staff, we'll go and work with the employer to help their staff or their employees to learn English, during lunch or 1 hour, 2 hours a week, whatever is available to them.
Okay.
So.
Well, as we're wrapping up, Beth, if there were other things that our viewers could help you out with, what might they be?
Well, naturally, we're always looking for volunteers. We do need tutors. We always need tutors. We are also interested in having people spread the word to people who need to learn English, that we are a free service that's available. And then naturally, we're a nonprofit, so we depend on donations. And if your viewers are looking for a place to put some resources this giving season, we would be happy to receive their donation, and you can do that on our website.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming by. As always, you share so much interesting information, and really, I loved how you really position the fact that without that grasp of the language, you're really isolated. You're really an island,
Yes.
And we don't want anybody being an island. We want everybody to be part of the group. So thank you. If you would like to learn more about how you can support the mission of Literacy DuPage, whether that's becoming a tutor or if you're in need of services from Literacy DuPage, please go and visit their website. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go away. We're coming right back with more Spotlight.